And here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first Coaches Up for Change boot camp. This is our massive momentum boot camp. And wow, talk about massive would be the response that we got to this. So thank you guys for signing up. My name is Dee Corchin, and I'm so excited to be partnering with Meg Johnson on bringing this to you guys. And there's a lot of reasons why we wanted to do this for you, but I think the number one thing we just want to, slow down and say is congratulations. Congratulations for making this decision for yourself. Thank you for making the decision for others, because that's what you're going to be doing is helping others when you go into massive momentum. We just wanted to give you a platform, an opportunity that we could share with you some of the things that we've learned, but most important, really just create an environment where we're working together. There's just so much evidence that shows when we come together in community. I actually put the quote on my Facebook page today that when the tide rises, all ships rise. So what we really want to do is create an environment of action, maybe some things that are new to you or some new ideas to help you get moving towards your goals and then be able to work together and inspire and encourage each other. So Meg, did you want to share around that?
Yes, I am so excited that tonight's the night and that we have 50 people on live on a Tuesday night. It is incredible. So just excited. I really think that we are all going to look back at tonight being really impactful, and maybe this is the night that changes the trajectory of your business, changes somebody else's life. I'm really excited about thinking about what's possible. So thank you for being here and being a part of it. There is a lot of fear. So we just wanted to call out the elephant in the room. I know I've got fear even being on tonight. These got fear. We all have fear. And I know there's some fear around the name of this boot camp. There's fear around even being in a boot camp, right? Is anybody gonna make us do push-ups, right? What does that mean? But yeah, so the term massive momentum, that is really our goal for everybody, right? It is to take action. And so one of the things that we've been exploring is, okay, what does it even mean to be in massive momentum? Sounds kind of cool, but pretty scary. What does that mean? All massive momentum means is frequent action. So take a deep breath. There are no push-ups here unless you want to, and then, hey, we'll cheer you on. But this is just about getting you into action so that you can reach your goals and dreams and get to wherever you want to get in this business and with your life. So just want to address that elephant in the room. Dee, will you share more about kind of the vision that we had and how this kind of got birthed?
Yeah, absolutely. Meg and I really feel I'd say for myself and my business in the past year and a half, Meg as well, we feel like we've jumped into the deep end of the pool. I'm not going to lie. There have been times that I have been scared. I have been anxious. I've not quite known what I'm doing. But all I know is that the more action I take and the more I do, that the more people get helped and the more growth in our business and the more Larry and I get closer to our dreams. And I think Meg has experienced the same. And what we wanted to do was create that environment for you guys so that you can experience the same. We're here in the deep end of the pool. I'm trying to think of a visual for you. We're here in the deep of the pool going, come in, the water is great. And we know there's trepidation, right? And we know there's anxiety. And if your business is not where you want it to be, it's likely that maybe some of that stuff is getting in the way. And I just want to share with you that, things like fear and anxiety, they're temporary. They don't have to take up permanent residence in you, And so what we want to do is help you think a little different, help you with the mindset of growth. And I really wanted to share with you, we've got a wide range of coaches on this call. So it could be coaches that are new into the business, people that are here for several years. And it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, what growth means in our business is helping more people, right? So helping clients and helping coaches develop businesses. And so that will be the intention of this group, is to help people get healthy with our program and help you sponsor and develop coaches, because it's in those two things you guys told us, right, with your registrations, we looked at what do you want? And I mean, 99% of it was an executive director business or bigger, build a stable business, an FIBC, a fully integrated business. And so that's what we want to do, is give you the environment to be able to do that. And recognize that no matter where you are in your business, there can be a turning point. And I wanted to just share with you, Meg, I thought about this after we talked this afternoon, that this afternoon I was looking at my numbers, and next week will be 8 years that I've been in the business. And I don't know if this is of interest to you or not, but I just want to share it. So based on a combination of two things, where I was in my life and the vision I had for my life, and then also some fear that held me back. But basically where I was, I entered the business. I actually became an executive director relatively quickly in a 4-month time period. So that meant I did it by helping clients. And I purely just helped clients for almost 3 years straight with that. I then started helping coaches, and at about the 4-year mark, I became an integrated executive director, meaning that I was helping coaches help clients. And then I kind of sat at the, one of those went up to an executive director, but I sat at the regional director and integrated national director level for 3.5 years. And then it was in the past 1.5 years that I reached global director and then presidential director. And so some of that was just growth and consistency through the business. It was growing kind of at the pace that I thought I was capable of and whatever. But then I had a light bulb moment, that I wanted a fundamental shift in my business, and that I was going to start working on my brain, start working on those fears, and be able to move forward. So my vision for you is that you can be okay with wherever you are, and realize that you're going to be moving forward as a result of it. So every week in these calls, we'll do them for 6 weeks. Every week we're going to have a topic. We're going to have a question and answer time period for you guys. And then we will have assignment and or assignments, and they'll be as early as tonight. That will happen. And then after that, we'll have some interaction during the week in our Facebook group. So Meg, what do you have to add to that?
Yeah, just wanted to add that the most important person here is going to be you. So it's all in how you show up, what you're bringing, what kind of energy you're bringing to the table, what's going on in the Facebook group. Are you in the Facebook group? Are you commenting? Are you open? This group, we designed it for you to help more people. So just wanted to, briefly mention that you're going to be the most important person here. And our goal is to be able to give you the tools and build the community and the inspiration. Like we have thought long and hard about what we can do to bring to you, but you're still the most important one. So just wanted to give you that challenge of showing up, being open, and jumping all in. If you're jumping all in, will you comment in the box in the chat feature? Just write all in. We would love to know that.
Yeah, absolutely love the chat feature. So you guys take advantage of that. And if we say something, or you have a question, or you just want to be like, oh my gosh, light bulb moment, write it down in there in case somebody else didn't catch it. But Meg's exactly right. I mean, we kind of put our thoughts together, like, what can we provide for you guys? And basically, it's exactly what Meg said. We want to provide the tools. We want to provide the energy. We want to provide the inspiration and the community for us to be able to make that difference in our business. And exactly what Meg said, that massive momentum is really going to be some key, consistency that we do in our business that it's probably going to look a little different than what you've been doing, but different is what gets us results. So there's a lot of executive directors on here that would like to become a fully integrated business coach, a FIBIC. And so we start using language that sometimes people don't know what it is. So we thought we might just take a second. Meg, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think before we talk about what a FIBIC is, let's just take a moment and talk about what a FIBIC is not, because I don't know about you, but I was afraid of being a FIBIC. Like, what does that mean? What is even going on? So Dee's, all right, it's a fully integrated business coach. And let's talk about what it's not. It's not somebody who's an expert. By the way, I'm not an expert. Dee's not an expert. We're always learning. So it's definitely not someone who's an expert, not somebody who knows everything. It's also not somebody that's been in the business a long time. It's not somebody that has to be in the business for 6 months or a year, 8 years like Dee. That's one of the things that was holding me back, was thinking like, oh, I'm not qualified enough. That's not true. That's not true. So every single person on this call, you have what it takes to become a FIBIC. So let's dive in. Now that we talked about what it's not, like, what is it? All it is an executive director helping 5 people help 5 people. That's all it is. So think about that whenever the fears start to come, and that's natural. And I don't know if I have what it takes. I don't know if I can do that. Also have that other person on your shoulder telling you, and maybe it's my voice or Dee's voice or your business coach's voice. All it is helping more people, helping 5 coaches help 5 people. So just wanted to throw that out there, because I know I've been afraid of it. And if you've been afraid, let us know in the chat too. I always like knowing that I'm not alone in those fears. I also think it would be really good to take a moment as we launch this boot camp and just lay some ground rules that is just going to help everybody move forward and just have the best experience that we can. So we have a couple of ground rules that we just wanted to mention. The first is that all simple questions are allowed here. So we've got people at every different level. We've got brand new coaches here. We've got veteran coaches that have been around way longer than I have here. And so no matter where you're at, we want you to know you are welcome here, and there are no simple questions. So ask that simple question, like, what is a FIBIC or whatever, because you know what? That simple question is either going to help somebody else who's thinking the same thing, or it may help an ED or a veteran or a FIBIC help somebody else who's just getting started. So we all need to be hearing these simple questions. So please ask that. The second ground rule is just to show up, to take action. We really hope that this isn't going to be just like a jacuzzi experience where you just come and hang out, although we think it's fun to all hang out. We really hope that you take action, that you actually do some of this stuff, that you change your mindset. And then the last ground rule is that this is going to be a no negativity zone. There is a place for venting. We all know that's important. But those conversations need to go to your business coach and your mentor coach. This is going to be a positive environment full of growth. So if we start going down a rabbit trail, somehow we may ask some people to have some conversations with business coaches, just to kind of, so that everybody can just keep moving forward. So just wanted to throw that out there. But we have a question for you. Do what?
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Because this just dawned on me. Number one, work with your business coach on what your next goal is. So like everybody will be working probably a little bit towards different goals, which was absolutely fine, because we can all listen to this and move to where we want to be. But when we say no negativity, the one thing that can happen when you get into a group environment, you can actually, even if you don't say it out loud, impose negativity on yourself, because there's this dangerous thing called the comparison trap. Right? And so if we give an idea and somebody starts, sharing in our group that how well it's working or something, and for whatever reason, it's not for you, like, we talk to your business coach about that, like that, we don't want the negativity. So often negativity is self-imposed, and we can get unrealistic expectations in our head, or just compare, even though we are growing, it's not at the pace of somebody else. So no negativity in this environment, but no self-imposed negativity as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thank you, Dee. So our question to you now, and we want you off of mute to answer this question. We're going to make a list, and we're going to do some cool things together, and I'm going to share. We want to know what you can commit to of this group. What are you excited about, and what can you commit to? So would somebody be brave and bold and pop off mute and tell us one thing that they can commit to?
I think I'm going to ask.
Can you say that again?
I think, this is Georgie. I think I'm going to answer to that. Definitely committing to learning more and then see what's out there. And obviously, again, everyone is here just to kind of develop the business. But I'm open for anything. I mean, it's new things, and for me, it's a little scary at the same time. But I'm up for the challenge.
Love it. Thanks for sharing that.
This is Shakara Morgan. I want to commit to reading The Habits of Health.
Woo. Awesome. Love that, Shakara.
This is Debbie Johnson.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, I'm going to commit to being really bold and inviting people in.
I love that. Awesome.
This is Katie Pendergraft. I'm going to commit to, I've started doing it today. I'm going back in all my training notes and all that information that we've learned, this whole time on every training, Dr. A's, our training calls. I'm rereading and taking tidbits that help me with what I'm doing right now and maybe what I'm not doing, more importantly, and committing to pushing through the uncomfortable of, I guess, committing to, what do I want to say it? I guess just showing up in other ways where I have not, meaningly more on social media.
It's a great one, Katie. Yeah, that's great. Showing up in new ways. What about specifically with this group and maybe this time together or being in our private Facebook group? Anybody have any thoughts on what they can commit to doing?
Well, I'm Zena. Hi, everyone. I'm committed. I've got my notes. I've got my list, my coaches, my new clients. I'm in. My dogs are excited. I'm in. I'm committed to work with my coaches to move them forward to wherever they want to be. I'm in it to win it with them. I'm committed. I'm all theirs and mine.
Awesome. Love that.
Hey, this is Mary Lauren. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Lauren Yeomans, you're on here so you can hear this, but I need to commit to finally reaching my goal weight for myself so that I can be a better coach. So 10 pounds, and I'm at my goal weight. I can do it, and I'm telling you guys tonight.
Woohoo! I believe in you, girl.
Yeah.
Y'all, there is power when we are in intention with our physical health, that the ripple effect that will have in our business. That's great.
This is Sarah Kreider. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so I am committed to fully stepping out of my comfort zone. I find that I have a lot of fear about posting on social media. I think that that's one of the biggest things that I want to commit to, is just being consistent on social media and trying to reach people through that outlet. And I'm also going to commit to making sure that I'm here with the camera on every Tuesday for the hour that we meet, because I really want to grow my business and I want to reach where you are, Dee, and where you are trying to go, Meg. I really I want that for myself as well. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And I think that this boot camp is going to provide a lot of tools to get me there.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to me.
If you can. Oh, you're muted again, Adele.
Get it on you. Okay, there we go. I want to commit to not being selfish with the amazing things that you guys are doing for us. I mean, I don't know if you're getting paid any extra to do what you guys do, but it's phenomenal, the opportunities that you're giving us as coaches to grow our business. And I'm going to commit to really sharing the things that I've learned with the coaches that I have, and just really helping them with what I'm learning and sharing it with them.
I love that. Yeah. All right, Dee, I think that's a pretty rock solid list. think we'll
Awesome.
post this in the Facebook group.
What
But let's
about,
do this
Meg,
thing.
we had talked about maybe the possibility of vulnerability and confidentiality. You want to touch maybe on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think having confidentiality with our group is going to be really important. And I think vulnerability too, right? Like sharing things that are hard and our fears and what's stopping us. That's really the only way that we're going to be able to push through it, right? And get to the other side as if we're real. So don't bring the person, that is telling you can't do this. Be the person, right? Like make the decision to be the person who, be the Fibic. Act on that, intention and let the work follow. That's a great point. Thanks, Dee.
Can I add something?
I think you just, did somebody want to add something?
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, it's me,
Greg, yeah, go ahead.
Greg. One of the things I wanted to add, I know we've had some issues here lately with, some of the glitches and stuff. One of the things I want to add while we're doing all this stuff is to just be proactive with our clients. Instead of waiting until they complain about something, look into it. I mean, I had 2 clients that I signed up Friday, and one of them got a shipping notice that night, and the other one didn't get anything. Well, I called Monday to check on it, and again today, and the stuff was out for delivery today, both of them. So, but just nobody got a notice on the second one. But when they asked me the question, what was going on, I had an answer because I'd already checked on it. So rather than them being frustrated and all that, I'd already taken care of the problem. So that's
Awesome.
just to be proactive with our clients.
That's a great one. Thank you,
Makes
Greg.
the company look a lot better too. It is
Well,
part of our job,
That's important, Greg. Thank you for pointing that out. And it's really a reminder that we are the CEO of our business, right? Like we represent Optavia, but at the end of the day, you're the driver of your business. You're really the front line that your clients see, et cetera. So the more that we can do and be the driver in all this, I think the happier you're going to be in your outcome of your business. And Megan made a really great point that, when we're looking at our growth, we don't want to let ourselves be the obstacle, right? We don't want that fear or that anxiety or whatever, that fear of trying new things to be the obstacle. And I'm going to be honest. I mean, I am guilty. Probably what slowed my tracks down was this this thing called perfectionism. Have you ever heard of that? Can anybody relate to perfectionism? Yeah. Right. So we kind of can get into a mindset. Well, gosh, what if I mess up? Like, what if it doesn't go well? What if, Courtney, never. But you know what I heard? I just heard this earlier today, and I was like, okay, I think I am meant to share this. But it said, perfection is an excuse for those that don't want to grow. Because when we have growth, that it's going to be messy and it's going to be uncomfortable. So one of the greatest things I have learned about leadership is that leadership is nothing more than getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Meg and I have never run a boot camp before. We're collaborating, going, okay, I think this sounds good. We're figuring it out. And what we want to do is hopefully lay the groundwork for you and for our team so that we have this and we have this framework for you guys going forward, and that it's the tools and the inspiration and the energy and all of that that's going to be that fundamental shift for you. So there's going to be sometimes, I think, we're not talking anything crazy. So I think Meg did a great job talking about the what does a boot camp mean, and it's not going to be crazy, but it probably will be different than what you've done before. And what I'm going to ask is that you consider not making this like a cafeteria style approach. Like if we give a suggestion or an assignment for the week, to just do it. Just do it, even if it feels weird, even if something in your brain's going, okay, I don't know why we do that, or I've never done it that way. I would encourage you just to do it and just see what happens. For nothing else, not that there might be an immediate reaction from that particular action, but it's something about when we get into momentum, it's like getting that flywheel going and doing different things your brain will start to open up and you will just start to think differently. So one thing to ask yourself is we've all probably been to different trainings before. We've heard things, and then we've had voices in our heads that tell us not to do them. And that might be the reason why you're not where you are want to be right now. So as we lay out different ideas, encourage you just to embrace them and just get into a mindset of like, why not? Let's try it. So any questions around what we have gone over so far before we dive into our next topic?
Yeah. Allison had a question in the chat box of expanding upon the confidentiality when we talk about that being a commitment. And really what we mean by that is, some people are going to, hopefully, our hope is that they're going to be pretty vulnerable. They're going to share their hearts. They're going to share their fears, what's really going on, what's really holding them back. And we're going to kind of go into some brainstorming of helping them and all of that. So it's basically like, we don't want to be talking about that or, just being above reproach, living above the line, treating each other the way that we would want, we would want to be treated if we were sharing our story. So we just want to be protective of each other. And this is like an incredible group of people and we're all friends. So just kind of protect each other and not, speak, negatively or, talk about that off, when we're not together or whatever. Dee, if you want to expand, I feel like I just rambled. So if you want to expand on that.
I think Debbie Johnson just put it nicely in the chat. She said it's a safe place to learn, and there might be, you don't have to share anything you don't want to share. We're not going to ask for any of that, but there might be a situation, who knows? I mean, when you get into a group coaching environment like this, there might be a situation where somebody asks a question, and it might be a coaching opportunity for that particular individual. And very often, the whole group will benefit from observing an individual coaching. Like if somebody says something, we might just ask a few questions to dig a little deeper around it and what somebody's really thinking or what that block might be for somebody. So if that should happen, or if somebody should happen to do a Facebook Live and decide to share something with us in our group, that exactly what I think Wendy just said, it's a no judgment zone. That, you know what I mean? We are here to root and encourage each other and lift each other up, because you know what? I think in my mind, courage, the way we grow and what's the most admirable thing to do is to have courage. And quite honestly, I lived my life for quite some time of this perfectionism, of not really letting people see the fear, of pretending that everything was A-okay when on the inside it was really hard. And I think the more we can become okay with ourselves and let other people know that, hey, I'm feeling that too, that it's not a bad thing, or we don't have to feel ashamed because we might feel like something is extremely hard or out of our comfort zone. So I'm seeing a lot of encouraging comments there in the chat. Or any other? That was a really great question, so thanks for raising that. All right, well, we are going to move on tonight. We thought we'd just talk about, because we know that the number one thing that most of us want to do is help more people, right? And we talked about helping more people happens by helping clients with the program and helping people become coaches and helping them with businesses as well. So we want to do a little brainstorming again together. Meg is going to pull up our notes again for us. And let's just talk about ways, and I want you guys to share ways like where we can find people to help. What are the different ways we can find people to help? Where? Or what can we do?
Something I've been doing recently. Oh, sorry. Hi, Sarah.
No, hi. No, that's okay. I was just going to say, I think that going through your current clients and just mentioning, hey, I know you've had great success. Has anybody made a comment on your weight loss? Or, just talking to family members and friends that might already be involved and expressing that anybody that might be interested, giving them an incentive maybe. I think that starting with what you have is always a great place to start.
Yeah, it's much easier when you can create a raving fan right? Create a raving fan, and they would then share. And then with those referrals, it's really two opportunities. That referral can potentially become a new client for you, or it presents a wonderful opportunity to talk to whoever, if it's a current client who referred them to you, to be able to become a coach, right? And be able to support them. So it's a way that we can offer them the full opportunity with Optavia as well. So it could be a double win there for them. What else? What are some other ways and how we can connect with people for clients and coaches?
Yeah, I would say, hi, this is Georgie again. I would say like workplace for sure. I mean, at least for me in my profession, because I'm a tennis coach. I mean, I have my clients and they see my transformation, and they still asking me like, "Oh, you look great. What you do?" And I told them, and at the same time, I would tell them, "Hey, if you're interested, or if you have people that are looking for, you know, a change in their life, you know, let's get in touch with them, and we set them up and we help them out." So I think workplace, it's a good place to start as well.
And I love that when you said like people compliment you on your own transformation, you're using that opportunity to then ask the question, hey, if you know anybody, right? Rather than just saying, hey, thanks, right?
Exactly, for sure.
So this is Lori. One of the things that I think about is some different networking groups, and particularly those that may have in different locations connection with the Chamber of Commerce. If there's a health council, to be part of Chamber Health Council, or if there's other networking groups that's focused on referrals, and you can kind of go in and talk about the type of client that you're looking for, and use some examples of people you've helped before, and to help other people think, instead of anybody could be a client, right? But if you're specific about your ask of who you want to be introduced to, again, if it's someone who is maybe struggling with some health issues around blood pressure, diabetes, that could be someone who's considering lap band or has just had it. Maybe another way to ask for those type of specific referrals, and then people can be thinking about that. So that's one of the things I thought about.
Yeah, that's a great one. And Kristen Cotter, that just made me think of something. Would you come off mute real quick and tell them about your experience you just had and how bold you were? Because I think everyone's going to benefit from it.
Sure. So Jared and I are going to host like a healthy happy hour at my work. I'm able to use one of our conference rooms. And so today I walked around. I had our marketing department create flyers and handed out flyers. And I've got a few people signed up to come. And so I'm just excited to do that. But we're going to promote it. I'm going to send out an email to like I work in a real estate company, to all of our agents, to hopefully get more people in, because I've had a lot of interest, but most people aren't willing to hop on a phone call. So I'm hoping offering lean and green food, and just where they're already at work, they can just drop in and learn more.
Yeah. And what about that? You had a doctor experience at a doctor's office.
Oh, I did that one. Oh, that was scary. So I was, I had surgery and I was going to another surgeon for a different opinion, and they do weight loss surgery there. And I was sitting, waiting, just waiting my turn. And I heard some lady mention, is this a weight loss clinic? And so once she sat down, I walked up to her and introduced myself and told her this is not in my nature. And, I heard her mention weight loss surgery, and just I had a different option if she was interested in that, because I've had the surgery and did not go well. And so I sat down and talked to her, and then I went up and left, and she's like, well, you can sit, and added her on Facebook and did a call with her in a couple nights, and she wants to get started. She's just going to get some money together, and she wants her family to get started. Her daughter, I think, is like 12 and 300 pounds. And so yeah, that was super scary.
I can't see the chat from this, but I'm hoping y'all are blowing up the chat with how bold. That was so freaking bold and incredible. I mean, Kristen Cutter, talk about just going in there. She heard something. She actually didn't even Facebook friend them, and she went back. She had that person on her heart, and it wasn't like she wasn't trying to sell something. She just, like, this changed her life. It's changed Jared's life. She's trying to help him. And now the whole family's going to get healthy.
Yeah.
How incredible, because Kristen was bold. So thanks for sharing that.
And I love, Kristen, how you're like laughing about it now. You're like, yeah, like that was kind of scary. Like now you're, but you did it, and then look at the outcome because you were willing to take that risk, right?
Yeah, I went back into the waiting room, or like back into the doctor's office, and then I was like, man, I should have added her on Facebook. So then I left and I went back into the waiting room to add her on Facebook. It was awkward. That's okay. It all worked out.
Yeah, but that's great. So you listen to that intuition. Your intuition, that's something I've learned is really important. You walked out, your intuition said, oh, I should have gotten that. I should go back in and get it. And you did. And it worked out. So that was great. I saw in the chat, Wendy put down, do the 333 and work social media.
Something I've been doing.
This is Lori. Meg, you mentioned that simple questions were okay.
Yes.
Can we get a quick lowdown on what 333 is for some of us newbies?
Yeah, and actually that would be a great thing for us to post in the Facebook group, because there's a great video that can do it better than we're doing, that we could probably tell you. But it's basically a way to get into massive action, great momentum for your business. It's 3 posts a day, meeting 3 new friends a day, and starting 3 conversations a day. So 3 posts, 3 friends, and 3 conversations. There's a great video that simplifies that. And maybe that's something we can talk about too offline a little bit. But that's a great, thank you for asking that. There are no such things as too simple of a question. That was perfect. Can I share my favorite thing to do for getting new clients? If you have a weight loss story at all, my favorite thing to do is when I'm trying on clothes, like asking, like if somebody works at the place who's like, in the fitting room with you or whatever, I always say, does this look okay? Because I just lost a lot of weight and I need help on like what looks good on my body. Like I'm not used to wearing, size 6 skinny jeans or whatever. And that has started so many conversations. People are like, oh, really? How did you do that? Yada, yada, yada. So that's a great way to do it. Just own your story. I love Zena brings it up at the grocery store. The grocery store person is like, man, you're buying a lot of vegetables. Like, own it and tell them why.
That's great.
Meg, I was going to share with you, this is Lauren. Sorry. One of my favorite things to do too is kind of my self-care time is getting my nails done. I recently started getting eyelash extensions and then getting my hair done. And I make a point at every appointment that I have that I basically do a health assessment with the person that's doing my hair, my nails. I actually just got off the phone with my hairdresser because she's one of my clients, and my eyelash person's about to sign up too. So just kind of being bold in that way as well, because you have like an hour to talk to them. So it's a perfect opportunity.
I love that one. That's so fun every week to hear who you talk to that week.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's good. Linda Young, do you want to come off mute? You mentioned how you brought it up when you were at your dentist office today.
So yeah, I went for my regular cleaning today, and even though my dentist knows what I do, and I've mentioned it before, just the fact that we had one of the trilogies a couple of weeks ago that was about dental professionals, I thought that was an easier way for me to bring it up again as, hey, would you want to maybe explore this a little bit with me and learn a little bit more about it? Just seemed like an easy way for me to start the conversation with her. And sure enough, she said, yeah, let's, so she gave me her email address, and I'm going to email her some information, and gives me an opportunity to follow up with a call. What did you think?
Perfect. So again, one of those bold moves, taking an opportunity that you're sitting in an environment where it could be a benefit to the practice, and they're in connection with a lot of people. So just having the courage to say something.
I do have to say, before I walked into the dental appointment, there was a hair salon next door, and I walked in there. I was just in the mood. I was feeling like I was on fire. So I walked in and spoke to the owner, and we had a conversation this evening. Just talked to her about how this might be another line of beauty that she wants to add to what she does. And I'm going to follow up with some more information for her.
I love it. That's really thinking outside the box, thinking of her, how it could help her, right? That's something else that she could offer, you know, that would probably ultimately provide her more revenue, maybe more flexibility, not have to be on her feet all the time. So being creative in your space of you know, of who could benefit from this. So that is really good. I saw somebody had asked the question about what is a raving fan. I think that phrase actually comes from maybe Chick-fil-A, but it's, you know, in my opinion, a raving fan is with your clients, just create a great experience for your clients. I mean, I think that so many of us here just already do it, but just pour your hearts into them, really caring for them, and helping integrate them into all that we have to offer, and teach them how to share with other people. Like, teach them what to say when somebody asks what they're doing. And the way I teach people is I say, what do you love the most about this program? What do you love the most? It's not about eating bars or shakes. Like, what do you love the most? And they'll say, oh, it's like, it's just so easy, or it's so convenient, or I've never had this much energy. And I said, that's what you tell somebody. If they ask if you've lost weight, you say, oh my gosh, like, I have found the best program. It's so easy, and I've never lost weight like this before. So that's a raving fan, right? They're raving about the program, where it's going to pique somebody's interest that they're going to want to learn more about it. What else?
Well, I just want to share this because Meg had said about my grocery store. So yesterday I was going in an elevator to go help one of my coaches set up her new office. And this woman said, oh, I was wearing workout clothes. She said, you worked out a lot? I said, oh my God, look at my, and I showed her my before and after picture. I just lost 60 pounds. Look at this. And she says, oh my God, I need to lose 10 pounds. And I know I lost 10 pounds. I need to lose 5 more. I said, do you have 20 minutes? And we hadn't even gotten to her floor at the 6th floor. I said, come with me. I took her into the new coach and did a health assessment on the spot, 1, 2, 3. And by the time we left, she gave me her credit card to sign her up. So, I mean, it was just an elevator. Talk about an elevator story. It was that fast. So I just wanted to share anywhere, anytime.
Taking that opportunity. And I think we'll wrap this up. But Frank, I feel like I heard you start to come on, and then maybe you didn't get a chance to share.
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage people to check out LinkedIn. We just started, or I just started on LinkedIn about a month ago. And in that month's time, we've signed up 6 clients off LinkedIn in a month. 1 doctor, 2 nurse practitioners, 1 account executive, and 1 attorney and his wife. And then I just talked to a family doctor last night, and we're talking to another doctor out of California. So don't rule anything out.
That's impressive. So using a business networking tool like LinkedIn, and I'm guessing your posts were probably more business oriented there.
Yeah, I just focus on people that are kind of either in my occupation or a similar occupation. And I'm actually helping one of our coaches with that. And I said, just concentrate on your occupation, you know, what you can talk about, what you can relate to, and target those type people rather than, you know, targeting people that I'm in healthcare. So that's what I'm looking at for
and
a business.
That's what a lot of your connections are with, or through healthcare. So that's same with me. You know, I think that's a great idea. If you're a teacher, start tapping into your teacher market, right? You know, if you're a fitness instructor, if you're a hairdresser, there's just so many ways that you know, people that you have a common you know, denominator with, stay-at-home mom, whatever it might be. So we'll post this, we'll share this, but the one, I think the common denominator that you see here, that this is all about connections and sharing with people, right? So these are groups and et cetera. And what we're going to start doing over the next few weeks is we're going to start showing you, I guess my question would be, would you like to know how to connect with these people? Because there's a lot of times people will say, well, I understand social media, but I don't know what to post or something like that. So we're going to start to share things of that nature. We're also going to start to help you expand your reach in making sure that people in your world know what you have to offer and what you do as a health coach. So the one of the assignments, actually, I'll go ahead and go into our 3 assignments that we're going to have, and we will send you an email about this, and we will also post in our massive boot camp Facebook group. All communication now about this group will all take place in one of those 2 forums. Meg, do you want to say anything if somebody did not initially register, like how they can get their email to you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to send me a private message, either through Facebook or wherever, if I get your email address, I can add you onto the email group list. Or if you go back to the registration and register there, you could do it that way. Just let me know, and I'll but everything will also be in the Facebook group. This is just, some people like getting emails, so we wanted it to, do both. But there's one major thing missing from that list, and that is a list. Coming up with a contact list. That is the number one thing when you want to build a business and you want to start finding connections. The first place you want to start is make a list. And the average person, and Dee and I were going back and forth on this, nobody really knows, but we have heard it said that the average person knows at least 267 people, the average person. So that means you probably know 267 people, probably more than that with Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, but whatever. So you know people. So if you have not, let's all be challenged to make a list of people. And that's going to be one of the assignments that we have for this week, is to make a list. Now, it doesn't have to be a list of people who are hurting or people who need to lose weight. This is just a list. So no bad ideas. Put them all down. Just put the people you know. And Dee, you probably have some more to share on that.
Yeah, I was just going to go into that. So that was a perfect segue. So why do we make a list, right? The reason why we make a list is that we want to be intentional about our business. There are going to be those spontaneous moments where you reach somebody in an elevator, or you happen to be walking into a doctor's office and you're like, bam, like this person next to me is a perfect opportunity. But there are a lot of people in our world that would benefit from what we have to offer, but they're not coming to mind because we haven't triggered the neural pathways to start thinking about them, right? And how we could connect with them. So one of the assignments we're going to have to do is we're just going to brainstorm. You guys are just individually going to have a brainstorming session, creating a list. You're not going to do anything with it. We don't want you to prejudge who you put on the list. We're just going to start thinking of people that you know. So Meg, do you want to? I'll share this in our group as well. But do you want to pull up that thought process on how do you start thinking about who to put on your list?
Yeah. So it's going to take me a minute to open the emails, right? So I'm going to have to open my email real quick.
Yeah, so that was I think you had it was a Google Doc on notes for how to find
got it. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. So I'll screen share real quick.
So we will post this. It'll be part of the description of the assignment. I think we're just going to scroll down where we. Yeah. So with this, we're just writing down people that we know. And so we're just going to start to think of categories and spheres of people in your world. It's that simple. So the easiest thing is you start with your family, right? Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousins. If you're Mary Lauren, you're all in one town. That's easy, right? But some of us, I moved around a lot. My dad was in the Air Force. We've got a lot of family, a lot of friends in a lot of different locations. So I have to pause and think about all these places I've lived before, or where are these relatives? So who did you see at the last family reunion? Write those kind of things down. Your high school. Who did you go to high school with? Who was in your class? Who was before you? Who was behind you? Who did you have a crush on? Who was on the basketball team? Who was a soccer player? Just start thinking of those different people. Who did you go to college with? Who was in your fraternity? Who was in your sorority? Who went to classes with you? Clubs. For me, I connected with, when I took the time to write this down, I connected with a lot of people that I had worked with in the past. So these were people that I'd worked with. And honestly, Meg Johnson was a client from where I worked before. And when I left that business, I friend requested her and became a social connection with her. And so she started seeing what I do. So we'll have this down, but everybody you send your Christmas card list to, your everybody in your cell phone, your neighborhood. So that is, that will all be shared for you. But we're just going to do a brainstorming list. Like Meg said, I think she said 257. A little research I did today said people know 1,000 people by first name. So what we want to be thinking of is like, who's my hairdresser? Who's my dentist? Who's my, skincare doctor? Who does my, my eyebrow waxing, like that kind of thing, because these could all be potential people that the opportunity could be there to have a conversation, and we're going to start to provide guidance around that as well. So I think that's good. Meg?
Awesome. I think the one thing that could stop people from action in this, that could maybe get in your way, is thinking of, well, I don't know if this person would be a good fit for Optavia, or I don't know if they need. So don't allow yourself to do that. This is just a general list of all of the people, your people you know. So anytime that thought comes in, shut that thought off and put yourself into the generation mode of just throw everything into a bucket. And we would love if somebody could post, maybe even post their list. That'd be pretty awesome in the Facebook page. One thing we didn't share, Dee, is we have some prizes that we want to give out. We're just trying to make this fun. And we love prizes. I love prizes. I'm like a little kid. So anyways, you never know when you're going to get a prize. Carol got the first one for being bold with her Facebook Live. So just wanted to throw that out there. But we're going to, like any of these assignments that we do, and Dee is going to talk about some others, we would love to hear feedback on when they're done, and maybe even a picture if you're feeling bold. Use that group throughout the week.
Yeah, we'll be asking questions. There'll be a lot of interaction in our group. Like, did you, who did assignment one? What was your biggest takeaway from that? Or what was your outcome, et cetera. So participate in that. And like Meg said, the bold ones, or maybe the first person who responds, we've got some great Optavia swag for you guys. So we were super, super excited with Carol when she jumped right in and made the decision to do a Facebook Live, and that's exactly what we want. So 3 quick things. These things that we're going to offer you, they're not things that take a lot of time. They're just a little intentional, a little different than you've done before. So you may even want to do it just pen to pencil right when you get off this call. Start creating that list. But you're going to create your list. That is one of your assignments. Facebook post, whatever you have been doing on social media, just continue to do that. But what we're going to provide for you is 5 options of top performing posts. So these are posts that either Meg or I did that got an incredible response from people. And just to give you kind of an idea, and that out of this list, you're going to pick 3 of the 5 posts and just copy them verbatim. And then we're going to tell you how to handle responses to them. So you get to choose. There'll be 5 of them, and you're going to post one, and this will be in the directions, but you'll post one tomorrow on Wednesday. You'll do one on Friday, and you'll do one on Sunday as well. I find Sunday night in particular for transformation pictures to be something that gets a lot of attention as people are heading into their week, usually feeling bloated and like garbage after what they ate all weekend, right? So that's going to be one of the assignments. So we're creating a list. We're going to start experimenting with some top performing posts to see what that feels like, and what it feels like when you start getting activity, and how to respond maybe a little differently than you've done in the past. And those directions will be in there. And then the last one is we're going to take advantage. Tomorrow night, there is a great exploring health coaching webinar that is at 9, exploring the benefits of health coaching. That is at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern time. So we're going to give you the language for you to invite 2 people to that call tomorrow night. So that we have language, a text that you could send, or you could private message it, or you could call somebody. We've got the link to the call, and basically the guidelines for how to do that. So we're just going to start to take advantage of what's already out there for you, and just to take action and and start inviting to it. So we've got a couple of minutes. What kind of questions do we have around that? Betsy, no, you do not. When you see the language for inviting to that meeting, they do that Coach Explorer, they do not have to be clients. You know, the message is just really cute and clever. Like, hey, this is tomorrow night. I thought you would really enjoy it. You're somebody that I respect, and I think that you might be interested in what I do as a coach. So you get to decide. The Facebook group, Meg, do you want to share what the name of our Facebook group is?
Yeah, the Facebook group is Massive Momentum, and it's the one that's like it says starting in April 2019. That's where you'll see Carol's Awesome Live. That's where you'll see all the meat. We're going to go live throughout the week. We're going to offer tips. We're probably going to go on tomorrow and tell you what to do with these Facebook posts that you're posting, how to, comment and handle the comments and the likes and the messages. We're going to give you everything that you need there. So you just want to go on to the Facebook group and engage, see what's happening, and be a part.
There was a question in there from Linda. Can your list include people that you've possibly spoken to the program about? Absolutely. Maybe just have a coding system for yourself, an asterisk next to them, that you've spoken to them about the program, that they're on your follow-up system. Do they have to be, concurrent clients or something go on? Absolutely, especially if you're thinking about them for potential coaches. You could categorize your list however you want, but a big brain dump session there.
Some great questions around inviting them to the webinar, Dee. One of them is, what if you can't connect tomorrow night at 9 o'clock? That's okay. The beautiful thing about those trilogies is they go on with or without you. Just benefit from inviting that person. So you still can do it even if you can't be on that call. And there will be a link to the playback. It will be available. However, if somebody can't be on, I might go into the YouTube channel and send them one, like if it's a stay-at-home mom, send them the stay-at-home mom trilogy. They're like, no big deal. Here's one that I think you'd love. If it's a dentist, send them the dental one. But it will be recorded for playback, Allison.
And we suggest 2 people to invite. If you want to invite more, have a ball with it. You can invite more.
I did too, right after Dee came up with that idea. Just real quick, had the email already done, just shot it off. So don't worry about it. Just find 2 people that are on your heart and send it away. The thing that can stop most people is overthinking things. We are trying to make this as simple as possible. We're giving you the posts. We're giving you the language. You just got to find the people to send it to.
Exactly. And just the intention. Like, honestly, it had slipped my mind that was tomorrow night. We've got the Summer Slim Down channel. Like, so there's just a lot of things out there we want to be taking advantage of. So hopefully that is helpful. Is anybody feeling a little uncomfortable? See a few hands, a little bit. Yeah.
May I say something?
Absolutely.
Since Meg said about overthinking, this came up for me today and I wanted to share it. Stop overthinking. Just have faith. And that makes such a difference, Stop thinking. So I just wanted to share it if that helps anyone.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kristen, did you raise your hand? Did you have a quick question before we wrap up? All right. Well,
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, great. Well, we are going to wrap up. I want to thank you guys again for being here. I saw something cute. You have to tell me if you like it. I have a Peloton bike, so you have like the screen and you're in the class. And the lady said, well, if you're at home, if you want to high five somebody, she said, high five, somebody else who's on the class, or you want to high five yourself. She said, put one hand up like this and hit it with the other, and you can high five yourself. So high five yourself that you are here with us today. You did a great job. And we're excited to see where this goes for the next 6 weeks. So Meg, would you like to say anything to close us out?
No, just thanks for being here, everybody. This was great.
All right. Well, you'll get an email from us and we'll post those assignments and start the activity all week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. It was great.
Awesome. Thank you.